Hello and welcome to NightmareTaco's new jungle guide for noobs in Season 2. There have been a few changes made to the jungle that make it a little easier for new players. I'll go over those changes as well as basic jungle information and strategies, including summoner spells and items. This time I will also go over on how a gank should be executed. First, let's start off with summoner spells. You need Smite. Smite makes jungling a little faster, but that's not why it's important. You take it so you can secure your buffs, including the blue buff, the red buff, the dragon, and Baron Nashor. Proper ward placement is helpful, but is not enough. It won't stop them from blitzing through and bursting the dragon. Not having Smite makes it more difficult for your entire team. Just because you can juggle quickly doesn't mean you don't need Smite. For the second summoner spell, Flash is usually the best, but Ghost works well with some champions, and if you don't need an escape spell, Exhaust is great to have. Next, let's look at items. Cloth armor and 5 health potions is standard for a few reasons. Other starting build ideas are starting with components of Wriggle's Lantern to quickly build it later, such as a long sword and a couple health potions, or a vampiric scepter for some sustain. Another option is a regrowth pendant for HP regen to turn it into a philosopher's stone. Wriggle's Lantern has a passive effect which can greatly damage jungle creeps, making jungling a lot easier. If you need attack damage, armor, sustain, and want a free ward every 3 minutes, this item is a must. Cloth armor and 5 health potions will allow you to jungle safely, but if you get invaded, if you want to invade, or if you want to gank, this setup will guarantee you a full health fort. Here's the standard jungle route. You'll want to start with the wolves when the clock says 140. As part of the Season 2 changes, killing the big wolf gives you a tiny bit of health and mana. Now move on to the blue golem, which spawns at 155. The blue buff you take from him will give you increased mana regen, cooldown reduction, and energy regeneration. Next, you can either do a quick gank or move over to the wraiths. The big wraith will now heal you a little bit and give you a little mana. If you're moving quickly, your smite will still be down, so you'll want to skip the red lizard guy and go to the double golems. There's now one bigger golem that will give you health and a little mana. Now move on to the red buff lizard. This buff applies a slowing effect and a damage over time effect when you auto-attack someone. You can kill the race again, or you can go gank. Or you can soul the dragon. Well, Actually, you can't. Oh, Skarner, you can't do that. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. If you use a champ without mana dependency, you can start with the race and red buff instead of the blue buff. Okay, now you can either buy some stuff, counter jungle, or gank. You'll have to decide where to gank. Looking at this map, bottom lane is pushed really close to enemy turrets, so it would be hard to gank. Middle lane is about even, but top lane is pushed pretty far towards our turret, making a successful gank more likely. A regular gank will come from the bushes in the river. The enemy might expect that, so usually that bush or the river will be warded. So check to see if they react when you're in the bush, move quickly, or just come from the tri-bush area, the bush that has 3 paths spreading out from it. This is also possible in the bottom lane. Ganking causes the enemy to play cautiously and not overextend, since the threat of an incoming Skarner or Warwick is always there. If there is no jungler, there's no reason not to overextend and harass the lane endlessly, unless someone from another lane leaves, in which case it is pretty obvious when they're gone, so you can just back off for a bit. You never know where the jungle is. A normal middle lane gank usually comes from the bushes, so since it might not be warded, you can also move from the top or bottom. A successful gank doesn't always mean a kill. If you can force them to use flash or another summoner spell, they'll be at a disadvantage versus their lane opponent, or the next time you gank. Jungling also lets your top solo lane enjoy a full lane of golden experience just for him. If one team has a jungler, the top lane and the jungler should be ahead in golden experience versus a dual top lane. Okay, about the other changes to the jungle. The small camps, which include the wolves, wraiths, and small golems, now spawn much more quickly. They're also a bit weaker, so if you have a champion with some area of effect damage, they die pretty fast. If you don't kill the camps right away, the rewards will slowly go up, so you won't be at a severe disadvantage if you don't land a successful gank. Another thing about buffs, it's a common strategy now for the jungler to take the first blue and red buff, but give the later buffs to teammates that need it. Usually the mid lane will be a mage that wants the blue buff. Both the blue and red buffs spawn every 5 minutes, so keep an eye on the clock. The dragon respawns every 6 minutes and the Baron Nashor will spawn first at 15 minutes, then 7 minutes after it dies. Easy way to remember this is 5, 6, 7 for important respawn timers. One last thing to remember is you need to buy wards. Dominance of the map will win you the game. Warding the river, especially near the dragon, Baron, or entrances to either jungle, will usually be the best place to plant one. Everyone should be buying wards, but the jungler has the advantage of being able to move wherever he wants in the map. You can also place wards near buffs to be able to steal theirs or protect yours. Wards will also help you with counter jungling. If no one is there, you can quickly steal a buff or clear most of the monsters but leave just one little guy remaining so that the camp will not respawn and the jungler will be behind a camp full of experience and gold. Placing a ward pretty much anywhere will help. Good luck in the jungle, and try not to embarrass yourself by dying to some monsters.